Hello, dear friends, my lovely audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show. Jack Chow is hosting with the G&E TV. We are in West Covina. We're not in West Covina today. We have been in West Covina for the past 30 years. So West Covina is our hometown. We're proud of our hometown. Everything West Covina moves, right? Every movement, a slightest movement, we pay 100% attention, let alone big movements. When there are big movements, we go all the way for it. So today with me are two proud members of West Covina, great city. And I'll start with the lady first, Yolanda Davis Quarry.
Yeah.
Right, am I right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I normally have a reluctant town producing last names. I'm good with first name.
You're
right?
perfect.
I'm
Absolutely.
perfect.
Yes,
All right, good.
absolutely.
So Yolanda is the West Covina Rotary.
Yes.
Right. Speaking of a Rotary, West Covina, 5300 district, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, sure, if I remember right.
Yes, absolutely.
And I really adore a lot of what they do. I give my 100% regard to people with that kind of big heart, right?
Yeah,
That is the
you.
part
Thank you.
not everybody have. You can say a big slogan, you can do lip service, you can talk about 8 hours straight. Well, that's your actual thing. Who does the job?
Yeah.
Somebody has to do it, right? So
Yeah.
Rotary, that name does it. So next to her is my dear friend, former mayor of West Covina, now council member. They rotate anyway, at the equal position, whatever. James Toma, my dear friend. So to both of you, welcome to the show.
Thank you,
Thank
Jack.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. It's a pleasure to be here this morning.
Well, good, very well. I'm excited talking about my own hometown. Oh, by the way, West Covina is here. I mean, EDI is here in West Covina for 30 years.
That's
I've
amazing.
been with the EDI for 21.
Wow, amazing.
So how many 21 years you have in a person's life?
Yeah.
So I spent a big chunk of my life here in West Covina.
Yeah.
I got a good reason to love West Covina. That's it. And to get excited for.
Oh,
Very
that's
good.
terrific.
So,
Wonderful.
what good news you brought us for West Covina?
Well,
for
I
this
think
time?
the news that we are wanting to talk to everybody about today is our Heart of the Valley 5K that our Rotary Club does, and we've been doing it for 8 years.
Heart of the Valley.
Uh-huh.
I like that. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I actually started the Heart of the Valley as the race director for our small Rotary Club in West Covina to address the issues of the childhood obesity that were very high in the city. As James knows, because he's a city council member, very active in the city of West Covina, our childhood obesity rates in West Covina are at 40% a few years ago. So I'm hoping that they have reduced and the citizens have become more active. But this race really provides an opportunity for kids and parents, aunties, uncles, grandmas to walk, run the race. It's a 5K race. And then we also have a health fair that we have free to the community so they can do heart screenings and all kinds of screenings to make sure that they're healthy.
Heart of the Valley. I believe the word heart here has double meaning.
Okay.
One is the physical heart that,
Sure.
that does this, and the other is that to care about the community, that heart.
Sure.
So am I right?
Absolutely, and that's the reason why I'm involved also is because the Heart of Valley has been going on for a number of years now. We noticed it. I'm a runner myself, and so health is very important to me, in addition to being important to providing these kinds of opportunities to for kids and adults to be active. It's good for our whole city community if everyone is active. And the money that gets raised by the Rotary all goes towards good causes, children's programs in West Covina.
So everybody can join the race?
You don't even have to be from the city of West Covina. You can be from whatever communities that you...
In other words, I can?
Absolutely.
No, I'm talking about weight.
Of course.
Yes, you can.
Absolutely. Jack,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And how do you choose the fastest runner or the slowest? Which end do you? It all depends which end you're talking
Well,
about.
it all depends on the age category. You might be the fastest runner in your age category, and you get a medal. How about that?
Oh, there are age groups.
Yes, yes. We have 13 different age groups because we want everybody to have an opportunity to get a medal.
I see.
And then we have the fastest male and female runner. Yeah.
And the wonderful thing about the race and the run is that you don't have to be a regular runner to participate.
Yeah.
We have a number of walkers and people who bring strollers, I think, also sometimes.
Yes, that's right. They do.
And so it's more of a community event. Obviously, the fastest runners can get the awards and things that Yolanda's talking about, but it's a really fun event for everybody. You don't have to be the super fast runner to enjoy yourself.
Right, absolutely.
In other words, you call people to move.
Yes, just getting them just to do a little bit of activity. Yes.
Instead of being sedentary, you move. That's it, right?
Right.
Oh, that's a good call. That's a good call. That's a very good call.
It is, and it's fun.
What day is that?
September 22nd, just around the
September
corner.
22nd. What day is that?
Saturday morning.
It's a Saturday morning.
Yeah.
From when to when?
From 8 to 9 is the race. We are usually there at 7 o'clock for people to come register. And then we have music, and then we go from 10 to 2, we have the health fair.
Which location?
West Covina, Plaza West Covina.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
It is a 5K run?
It's a 5K, and it's a certified course, meaning that those people who are really avid, like more like James's level, who are avid runners and like to have certified times, the time that they get from the race people that do the race timing is a certified race time for them.
Right. So that's great because a lot of runners who are serious, they care about the accuracy of the distance, and so this means you know you're getting a 5K, 3.1 mile run. So a lot of people shoot for a certain time, and you know that your time is guaranteed to be accurate because it's a certified course, and it's a flat course, so it's really wonderful for runners who are shooting for a fast time.
Yeah.
So you were talking about 13 different age groups, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Different
So
categories.
13 different age groups, they race at different times.
They all run together. They all start off together, and then the people who do the timing for us actually separate the age categories and the times within each age category.
I see.
They do all that hard work for us.
When you register, you tell the organizers whether you're male or female and your age. And so based on the results, it's all electronic chip timing. So when you cross the finish line, it automatically knows who you are. And then it figures out who's first in your age.
I use my own clock.
Okay.
Right? Something like that.
You use a chip that's in your, and it's actually in the bib, isn't it?
It's in the bib.
No, they time me in a different clock way.
Right, yeah, right.
Right? Oh.
So you'll
that's
have
good.
your time, James has his time. I think
When you
your
talk
children-
about chips, you talk about technically you measure the heart with.
Just for the time.
Just for the
so you
time.
wear a little chip that's on the race bib. It's like a number with a bib, and there's a chip on it, so that when you cross the finish line, there's a reader that knows that you've crossed the finish line, and it automatically knows what your time is.
Electronically,
Exactly.
Everybody's time is there.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
there's lots of high tech there.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
right.
That's really great.
And how big is a crowd are you anticipating?
Well, we had 300 last year, and we're hoping to have as much. And this year, what we're really excited about is that we're having a contest between the West Covina Unified. Well, not just West Covina Unified. Any schools in the city of West Covina, they can compete for two $500 grants. So I think it's elementary school is one category, and then middle school to high school is another category. So those schools who enter the highest number of runners from that school, they can then qualify for a grant award of $500 each.
When you talk about the participants, you're talking about the runners, right?
Yes.
And is there somewhere you can line the audiences whatsoever?
Excuse
And
me?
then like, for example, I want to go watch, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
there are places for audiences.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah.
The start and the finish are very close to each other. So if you're just there to support a friend or a family member, you can go there at the start, watch the gun go off, watch them go. You'll see them come around at least once, I
Right.
believe, during the course.
Right.
And then you can just walk right over a very short distance to the finish line and see your loved one or friend do the finish line as well. So if you don't want to run or walk, you can just go to the sport. If you have children and the children want to run or walk, then you can just go there and be there for them and still see the whole thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And this year we're actually going to be partnering with one of our other fellow service clubs, the Lions, and they're going to be bringing their iMobile. And the iMobile will be at 7 o'clock in the morning.
iMobile?
It's a mobile that actually does eye screening.
iMobile. Yeah, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
For eye screening.
Yes. So they'll be there in the parking lot in the morning, and we might have some other type of screening from one of our local community hospitals, such as Valley Health Partners also might be bringing some screenings in the morning as well for people that watch, people that run, Anybody who's there that morning.
All right, yeah. Don't forget the subject. The subject is the heart of the valley,
Yeah.
right? It's an uplifting call,
Yes.
uplifting call for your health.
Yes,
Right?
exactly. Yes,
And I believe
exactly.
that you must receive the biggest welcome because there's nothing better than call for
Yes.
a stronger heart,
Yes.
a bigger heart, right?
Sure.
Something like that.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
good.
Yes.
And just before we forget, the health fair is actually going to be inside. The large part of the health fair is going to be inside the mall after the run from, I believe, 10 to 2. And that's going to be near the Best Buy store. And then one other thing that on the thing that Yolanda mentioned about the schools participating, it doesn't have to just be students. It can actually be parents and employees of the schools who are affiliated
All
as
right,
well.
all
So
right.
the more people who come from the school, whether they're parents, kids, employees, they all
Aunties,
count.
uncles, yes.
Exactly. You have relatives. They all count towards that school's competition to get that automatic $500 grant for the school.
I know the city of West Covina is known so much for its positive activities. I was there about 2 years ago with the a Christmas toy ride, the motorbike toy ride, and there was the farmers market,
Yes.
and on and on.
Yes.
And the city is so active, so active. Now, my dear friends, we're talking about West Covina, my city, our city, EDI city. With me is my good friend Yolanda Davis, and also next to her is my good friend James Thoma, former mayor and current council member, talking about September 2nd event named the Heart of the Valley. I like it. I like the term, the Heart of the Valley. It has double meaning, the physical heart and the heart, right, something. So let's take a moment. When we come back, we'll probably check from a city view, point of view, about the city involvement, right? Okay, stay with us. Action. Hello, dear friends. Welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with G&E TV. Today, we're talking about West Covina. Today, we're talking about a big event, September 22nd, Heart of the Valley event, a running race, a race event to build your heart and to be participated by lots of people, including runners, audiences, parents, kids, teachers, even police officers, right? Okay, now, with me is the wonderful organizer who's been on the job for 80 years, Yolanda Davis, and she's a good friend of mine. I a little earlier asked her about what she does to keep herself fit. Well, the answer is that you have a Heart of the Valley. You had a running event, right? So, right, that's the answer. And next to her is my good friend, James Thoma. James is a dear friend to the community, and he is there. He is a city council member. How many terms?
It's still my first term.
Still first term.
Yeah.
Very
2013.
good, very good. And it looks to me you're there always. I don't know.
I try to be there as much as possible.
Yeah,
for the
okay.
community.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because we like positive, we like active members rather than inactive members. Yes. Speaking of the event, though, especially Yolanda mentioned that has all kind of support from all directions, from the city council view, and how much you get involved and why you get involved, please.
Thank you, Jack.
And
we
how you involved.
Right. So we have a number of good service groups in the city, and the Rotary Club is one of the best ones in terms of community involvement. They do a lot of projects, and so the city tries to support that as much as possible. If they have a particular event that's going to be beneficial to the community, So oftentimes we will, sometimes there's permit fees and things, and we'll waive those fees if it's a nonprofit organization that's doing something to benefit the community, health clinics, these kinds of activities, cultural fairs, active exercise events that benefit children and parents. And so this is one of those cases where we waive those fees. We're a sponsor, so we help with publicity for the event. And the whole city council will be invited, the school boards will be invited, and want to make it really just involve the whole community to be part of it, because it's a good thing, not just for the health reasons that Yolanda already mentioned, because our children can certainly benefit from more exercise and being active, but it's also good to bring people together in the community. If you haven't had a chance to be at the event before or a local race, it's just a really good positive feeling, and it gets people motivated to go out and volunteer more, which is what Yolanda and the members of the Rotary always do, and help get more people involved to volunteer and do good works like this. So that it's something the city definitely wants to support, something that I want to support. I have a personal interest also, just because I'm a runner. I've been a runner for 30 years, and I enjoy.
You do look like a runner.
Well, thank you. I haven't been running constantly for this entire 30 years, but I try and get out there as much as I can to stay fit. It helps in all kinds of ways, obviously, to be active.
It does.
And so these kinds of things, I particularly want to go out of my way to help organize as well.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't lie. I'm not a runner, but I feel running already. Because you guys, right?
Yeah.
You go.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I like the part that the city involved in the way the city can. I know that West Covina, not only West Covina, all city has a tight budget, right? If you ask money out of city pocket, though, that could be impossible, right? Well, never, right? However, the city can always do things to cope along with the movement. I give you an example why I picked this part up. A year and a half ago, I was involved. Okay, you know EDI, especially it is my job to organize, coordinate with the local events. I've been on this job for longer than you have been on this, right? So there was one city we were in contact with for a public event. And they told us they support the event. They support the spirit of putting the community together, everything, diversity, beautifully, the beautiful words, and everything was laid upon us. I was so excited. And down to the day when talking about the event, though, they want us to put the K-rail, the concrete K-rail, to block the whole thing.
Oh, dear.
The whole thing is about 1,000, at least 1,000 meters, 1,000 meter long, and about 800 meters width. So you circle the whole thing with K-rail. How many K-rails you tell me?
Yeah.
And we are not producing K-rails. We're only a media trying to bring people together with our influence to celebrate diversity, right? And then you ask us to put up the K-rail. We have to rent. You know how much per rent?
I'm sure it's a little bit-
$70.
Wow.
And you're talking about delivery and the pickup too, right? That's extra. So with that much of K-rails, are you supporting the event? Are you killing the event? You tell me. You tell me, James. Please, next time at your council member meeting, bring Jack's story to the discussion. Jack says highly to the city position about waiving the fees or so on and so forth, and you're not adding up. By adding up, you kill the event. Actually, my event, as a result, was killed.
Sorry to hear that.
Right?
Yeah.
Was killed. So that is the difference. That is the difference. To you folks out there, you got to know, you got to make a judgment, but to your own city, are they friendly to you? Are they not friendly to you? Are they friendly to the community? Are they not friendly to the community? That is the judgment I can loan you free of charge. You agree with me?
I agree that we should be supporting those kinds of events, diversity. Absolutely.
Will you bring this to your Your council meeting
I will talk to the
discussion?
staff about this. I'll talk to them, yes.
Right, sure. And I really appreciate the fact that lots of people putting it together. Speaking of support, though, not only the city, but waiving the fees, though. And you're just now talking about the incentives, right?
Yes.
The incentives, such as awards.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Grant awards, whatever awards,
Right.
you have different awards.
Right.
And that is money.
Yeah.
Right? And we got to talk about that, too. Who puts up the money?
Well, actually, we are very fortunate to have sponsors of the event. So we have 4 major sponsors with the local hospital, Citrus Valley Health Partners, Dr. Lopsawala's Greater West Covina Medical Group, Mayflower Group. We also have the East Valley Community Health Center, and we actually have Athens as our 4 major sponsors. And so they are very, and then we have other generous supporters as well at different levels, from our own Rotarians as well as people outside of the Rotary Club, and people that are supporting of the activity and I think the mission that we do. So we're very blessed to have a good number of supporters. From those funds, we do take care of the expenses. We do I keep a quite tight eye on our expenses because we also have to have the race. It has to be cordoned off, and so we have a company that actually does the barricading. We have to be in and out of the lot because the plaza is very generous at donating their space.
No wonder you
all
know
that.
K-Real.
Yes.
Now, speaking of that, though, I did offer an alternative. I said, how about the water barriers, the water tanks?
Yes.
Right? They have a water type.
Yeah.
They said, no. They say
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No.
And I want
Has to be concrete.
Yeah, and we do have to thank our Plaza West Covina
Yes.
friends because we get to use their property. They're very supportive and having their marketing director very active on our committee, and the security helps make sure that the citizens and all the people that come that day are actually secure and they get in and out of the lot and they're parking. So we have really good partnerships that are.
And the Plaza's been doing a wonderful job
Yes,
with
they
community
have.
support recently.
Yes.
In addition to the sponsors that Yolanda mentioned, also the runners and the walkers registration fees will
That's
help
right.
as well.
Exactly.
So just want to
That's right.
emphasize that children under 12 are only $5, which
Yes.
is an amazing rate
Yeah.
for you ask anyone who's a runner or walker, like to get something for $5 is really incredible. And that's because we want the children there.
Yes.
Adults, I believe, are above 12, I think are $30 right now if you register before the race, up until the day before the race. And so those fees will also go towards
Right,
supporting the
exactly.
program
Thank
and
you.
supporting the community benefits.
And they understand that's not only registration, that is donation too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
They can understand.
Yeah.
With or without. I know. On my job, Yolanda, I exactly know where you stand. Because I do the same thing.
Sure.
I do the same thing.
Sure.
You make calls.
Yes.
Well, 10 out of 100 would say, yeah, I'll consider.
Yeah.
The 90 will be gone already, right? The first pitch,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the second of the 10, 8 will tell, oh, I forgot. I look at my calendar, I'm not in town that day.
Yeah, right.
Right.
That
Oh, then
does
you're down
happen.
to 2.
Yeah, that does happen.
Right?
Yes, you're right.
So,
And the director of the health fair, Tony Song from Rotary, he's been doing a good job of trying to contact all the different health-related organizations to find sponsors. And you're right, you have
Right.
to call a lot of people, contact a lot of people.
Right.
You don't know who's going to be available, who's willing to support financial support, and so there is a lot of work that goes
Yes.
into organizing something like this.
exactly.
Yeah.
We got to give them a big credit.
Sure.
And at least we got to give them equal credit that they give you, the
Absolutely.
city, the Rotary,
Yes.
and because they together make the event.
Absolutely.
I the one involved with lots of event though. I know what collaboration is.
Sure.
Without collaboration, you can't do a
Sure.
thing, right?
Absolutely.
And we're not a manufacturer. For example, I understand if the city produce shoes, you can sell your shoes, get the money, right? If I produce watch, ADI can sell watch and make money.
Sure.
I do nothing. I only do news. I do media. I promote. That's it. What do? You produce what?
Yeah.
You produce
I-
shirts? No.
No.
Right? So you produce your efforts to put people together.
Sure.
Right. That has to be recognized.
Yes.
That has to be supported.
Yeah, and that's very powerful what you're doing.
Right.
You're allowing us to be here too.
Yes,
It's very helpful.
absolutely.
Very
That's
important.
the essence. That's the essence of our society.
Yes.
Everybody does a bit,
Yes.
and you move mountains.
Yes.
right? So, my dear friends, let's take a short moment out. I'm touching philosophy all of a sudden. I got to back up, right? So, all right, let's see you in a while. Hello, dear friends, lovely audience, and welcome back to the show, Jack Chow on the East West Show with G&E TV. As a coordinator for lots of events, though, I like talking about public event because it's the direct way, the most direct way to outreach to the community, down to the very, very bottom line level. You got your touch, right?
Yes.
Right. And however, that needs money.
Yes.
That needs money, right? For that, I would invite my friend Yolanda from Rotary West Covina, a wonderful woman, to share her view about how to motivate people to get into the same way, feel the same way, the importance. I'm not talking about promotion skills. I'm talking about the points, right? If you want to share with us, please, my audiences would love to know.
I think
Not politics, no physics, no nothing, just the heart.
it's actually talking to people about what the mission is, right? Because we all care about our children. We all care about our communities. And we all know that as Americans, we need to be healthier as Americans because Americans globally, unfortunately, are not the healthiest country. So I think little bit by little, if you talk to people, because it takes businesses, it takes individuals, it takes all of those communities to come together to address the issue. And health impacts everybody. You're not going to escape that. So I think for us, when we pick up the phone and we talk to a hospital who actually, their mission is not only taking care of sick people, but they want to keep people healthy. So we have our clinics involved and we have our hospital involved. We have our businesses involved because they have employees, right? And they want to keep their employees healthy. We actually have a company locally that had 50 of their runners come last year because they want to provide a benefit to make sure that their employees stay healthy and participate. And they had fun. They got to run, they got to walk, they got their t-shirts and their sports bags. So I think the call is not difficult when you talk about the commonality. And I think that's also the city's commonality is they care about the health of their community. So participating with us as a partners of this event is not a hard thing. It's not a hard call.
You are helping the event, helping you.
Yes.
Who are helping the event, helping themselves.
Exactly.
That's the logic.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah,
All right?
absolutely.
It's all together.
It's beneficial.
All right, good.
If I could add on to what Yolanda just said, I mean, I think there's two groups who I love to be around. One is volunteers. People like Yolanda, the leaders of the Rotary, just such a positive group of people who are out there taking their own time and resources to help people in the community do stuff. So much fun to be around. You'll get motivated just by being around the right kind of person, like you were talking about earlier on. And the second is runners and walkers. If you've ever been to a running event, it's a very healthy, positive vibe. You see these children, seniors really pushing themselves sometimes, or just being out there to have a good time, and it's just a wonderful, positive environment. And you're talking about motivation, you will find that this event will motivate you. If you go there, you see these people around there helping other people, you will get motivated yourself. And volunteers will often tell you that they get just as much out of the volunteering, like you're saying, for themselves as they do benefiting others, because there's a lot of satisfaction in feeling good about that you're contributing to the community. So absolutely this will motivate you to come out for this kind of an event.
Yeah. It's an effort put together, and it's a call made together, and everybody is one, is a participant, is a helper, is a donor, and is a runner, and is everything. It's a promoter.
Absolutely.
Everything. For that, I'll send a crew to cover the event. How about that?
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
Wonderful.
Yay.
That would be wonderful.
That would be wonderful.
On behalf of EDI.
That'd be terrific.
For the local news for that
That'd be
night.
terrific.
How about that?
That'd be terrific.
Thank
Deal.
you.
Yes,
Deal.
absolutely.
Free of charge.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. I donate.
Generous.
That'd be
I donate.
wonderful.
EDI donate, right?
That would be
So,
wonderful.
Very good,
Absolutely.
very good.
Absolutely.
So it is something, well, you talk about your own community, right? I call it the cultivation of your community.
Sure. Sure.
How do you like the term?
Sure, I love it.
You got to cultivate it, right? Of course, there are good things, there are bad things,
Sure.
right? Dealing with the bad things, you have people, you have the law enforcement,
Sure.
right? They are busy, their job to deal with the bad part, right? And they are good part, and we are the one doing the good part. And there are people who, well, doesn't take take part into the bad activities. Neither do they find their interest to get to do what we do. And we enlarge ourselves to include them.
Right.
So we get bigger and bigger and
Right.
bigger. And by us getting bigger, the bad elements get smaller.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So,
Absolutely.
and then, well, you're cultivating your own land, right?
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and how I have to ask the city, how do you motivate people or educate people, your own citizen, please?
Yeah, it's a multifaceted effort. Every individual council person is out there with their contacts and their people, their particular passions and interests. You know, the mayor is very involved in veterans events. Everyone has their particular projects. I like the health and fitness aspects because I'm a runner myself. So you have the council doing that kind of work. You also have the city trying to promote these things through their own social media. When we get contacts and requests for sponsorship from nonprofits, 501c3s to involve in some of the community, we try and promote those things. But it's not just, as you say, just one person. It takes everybody. So people such as yourself, you may not be a runner, but you recognize a good thing when you see it, and you're out there helping to get the information out, and that's very powerful because you have an audience, many of them who may not have ever been involved in a city event or been involved with Rotary. And so even the chance to get a few more people, oh, this Rotary, they're like, that's a really interesting group, and they give back to the community. Oh, the city's doing this stuff. Oh, I should look at the city website to see what information is going on about the city. All that is helpful towards motivating people, but sometimes it takes repeated contacts. You hear about it once from one person, you hear it again on EDI or somewhere else, like, oh yeah, I've heard that about that before. You never know what it takes to get somebody to click and get them motivated to join an organization like this or to get involved with the city.
Right.
Oh, yes, exactly. We all understand the logic that a Roman is not built overnight, right? Rome is not built overnight. So by that you have two different ways, different connotations, or different takes. You can say, oh, come on, well, no hurry, let's take time, all right? Oh, yeah, we can wait. So, because the Roman is not built overnight, we can wait till tomorrow. We can wait till next year, and this is the one take. The second take is that let's put our efforts together because Roman is not built overnight. So we got the building. We got to build, actually build, right? Or otherwise it takes forever.
Right.
Not overnight, not overnight. It takes forever. The logic, do you share with me in the Rotary Club with this?
Well, you know, I think Rotary has been around for a long time, you know, many, many years, and we have members volunteering, because we're all volunteers all over the world, really doing good things because they want to benefit and be of service to the communities that they live. So we've done things like address maternal and child health issues, and it takes time. You know, getting rid of polio has been Rotary clubs, like real reason for starting, right? And because it was because of Rotary, along with partners such as Bill Gates, that we actually have only 2 countries in the world, right? That have Rotary, have polio left. So, but that took years and years of just constant sort of dedication, sending hundreds of volunteers all over the world to give the polio vaccination.
Now they say it's not built overnight, right? But it's building. It is slowly building, and yet, oh, by the way, polio down to, according to last time I touched base, it was 6 cases.
Yes, it's fair.
6 cases.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine the whole human race? 6 cases.
Pretty amazing. Pretty amazing.
So, well, that's a huge credit. That's credit. That's
all
credit.
Volunteers.
That's a credit bigger than the solar term.
Yeah. It's just amazing.
It's quite amazing, right? My dear friends, today I feel a little excited talking about a project that is building the community, that is building our own mind here at the same time, right? Joining me is my dear friend, the former mayor of West Covina, Mr. James Thoma, And next to him is my dear friend Yolanda. Both of them are my stars, right? And my icon. I salute for. I'll come back to tell you why I do that, right? Okay, all right. Short moment out. Come back to continue. Come back. Put all the pieces together. We want to make sure that what we do is duplicated on and on, a day in, day out, a year in, year out. So we have a future. Otherwise, we do not.
Right. Right.
Hello, dear friends, my lovely audience, my dear fellow Californians. This time I call my dear fellow West Covinians.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, not necessarily be correct, because we're talking about the invitation to non-West Covinians too.
Absolutely.
Right?
Anybody can come.
Everybody.
Absolutely.
So let's still use Southern Californians. How about that?
Okay.
Right.
All right.
Northern California, they can't fly all the way
Probably
here
won't.
to
Though they
Pasadena
would be
for that.
welcome, but they probably
They're
won't.
welcome, but they probably not, right?
Right.
But we just have strategy to cover as big as Southern California.
Right.
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 So I want you officially to send the invitation out because you're an elected official.
The event? Yeah, I would love to.
You got more gold.
Yeah.
You got more gold on the face than we do. We're nothing.
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Jack. I just want to invite on behalf of Ilana and the rest of the Rotary and the City of West Covina to come out for the Heart of the Valley on September 22nd. Guarantee you will have an excellent time.
Absolutely.
If you run or walk, you'll get a nice bit of exercise and sweat, and you'll feel much better afterwards. And if you're really fast, you might even get a medal.
Yeah.
And no matter what, you're going to help out the community and the kids in West Covina. So no matter where you're from, please come out on September 22nd.
Okay, very good. Invitation accepted. Invitation accepted. I believe my audience will love this show. Once again, we're not talking about politics, which we get bored of already, right? This is not politics. I mean, yet this is politics. If a city council is not leading its community members to go to healthy ways, though, you guys are our enemies.
No.
Right? Right? You has to do that way.
We need to be advocating for health.
All
Absolutely.
right, very good.
Absolutely.
Well, the same thing, understand. Right. I owe Yolanda a promise that I will explain. I come from a very, very rich family, right? When I was little. And due to the revolution, we suddenly became poor. We were, by same extent as we were rich, now we are poor, something like that. And from that on, I endured myself all kinds of hardship, including hunger. I was hungered to death. I was starved to death. Not an exaggeration, actual event. On 2 actual event occasions, I was starved to death. And I was so lucky, both times I was rescued, right? Okay, now, that gives me, I'm not thankful to those days. I'm thankful to the fact that it gave me a thicker skin, right?
Sure.
For thicker skin for myself to stand hardship, and thicker skin, meantime, gives me a tender heart, a weaker heart, a tender heart. I can't stand anything. I can't stand tears. I cry too. I cry too. I, in my life, salute to anybody, everybody who does things for others. No matter what. I give you Queen of the Valley, for example, right? Right. I give you Meals on Wheels, for example.
Great organization.
Are these all West Covina
Yes, absolutely.
activities?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My friend Joe Gardner, I respect him like a god here because he's the one that does the job not everybody wants to do, right? I respected Jackson Smith, a good friend, not a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
He went to India
Yeah.
with his out-of-pocket money
Right.
to care for what? For somebody there in the corner of the world who do not have drinking water.
Right.
And they actually move those rocks around to build a canal
Yeah. Right.
to lead the water.
Right. And he also did polio vaccination as well.
And the polio thing with the Rotary for 2 decades,
Yes.
2.5 decades, with Bill Gates
Yes,
and
right.
and
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Melinda Foundation.
Right.
Bill and the Melinda Foundation. And it came down, it was pushed down to 6 occurrences, 6 cases
Yes.
reported. So last year, I touched base with them.
Yeah.
Those are the beautiful work those wonderful people who have done, right? You may be a big politician, you may have better lips than I have, but I would say, okay, now, write to me what you have done. They would come up with nothing. I respect you, Yolanda.
Thank you.
I
Thank
respect you a lot.
Thank you.
I respect you a lot. Can you please ask me a favor? Bring this statement to your council meeting. Let people know. We all should love each other, right? If necessary, I would like to come there, do a little speech to motivate people,
We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
right? We hated each other too much. We got to hug each other, right? Same thing.
Right.
I stretch my willingness to you, to Rotary Club, and to sit there and share with my audiences, like
Sure.
what I told you.
Yes.
So putting all the information together, though, I really want my audience to digest the information. So the event is not only an event; it's a big thing that calls people to.
Yeah, and I'm glad you're pointing this out because you're describing about something very positive here and positive people who do. You're saying you get teary-eyed when you see people sacrificing themselves for the good of others, and I'm the exact same way. I love to see this kind of volunteer spirit that is exemplified by the Rotary and other organizations in our community, like the Lions and the Kiwanis and whatnot. And the thing that you're doing that's very valuable here is you have a media audience, and the media is typically dominated by negative stories, by car accidents, injuries, negative things that people don't want to see. They're like tragedies and things because that's what gets people to watch. So the valuable thing that you're doing here in our community and with your audience is you're presenting something very positive. And these things go on all the time, but we don't know it necessarily because the media doesn't necessarily capture it like what you guys do here. And so that's a very valuable thing that I think most people don't appreciate is that, oh, there's all these positive things happening with all these positive people, and the only way they're able to hear about it is from the few outlets such as yourselves who are willing to tell
agree.
those stories.
I
It's
agree.
very
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
So we are
exactly.
grateful for that. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I really like the fact that this is being recognized. This is the EDI style. If I use a quote from my boss, he says, if there's such a term as a responsible media, I would apply we want to be a responsible
Sure.
media. Responsible media is just exactly like James just pointed out.
Right.
Okay, whatever draws attention, draws eyeballs, just bring to the screen. Oh, boom,
Right.
a gunshot, a
Right.
guy down.
Right.
All right. So
Right.
oh, of course, and catch the eye.
Right.
So can you just say it without bringing it on stage? Bring it on screen, right? And while you can, you bring the positive things like Jack does, like James does, like Yolanda does. Well, together we imbue the society, the community with the positivity rather than negativity.
Right. Right.
I want you to say something, please. Call to my audiences on behalf of Rotary, please.
Well, we'd like you to join us. Rotary is a service organization, so if you want to become a Rotarian, we'd love for you to become a Rotarian. We have principals and teachers and law enforcement and people that are in business like myself that have their own businesses that are members. We're all there to do good work and do good things for other people other than ourselves. And also come and join our event on September 22nd. You'll have a good time. We have We have the cheerleaders from West Covina High. We have the jazz band from West Covina High. And we're going to have other activities there for families and friends while they're getting your health screening. So really join us. It's a community event. It's really for you, all of you who are out there, for us to all be healthy and take part in this mission.
Very good.
Yeah.
We're all busy for this summer, for this fall.
Yeah.
And the EDI event, September the 15th. Go check Pond Hill Malls.
Okay.
Pond Hill Malls, we have the Happy Family Full Moon Festival.
Oh.
Happy Family, it's a family call.
Sure, okay.
And the husband takes wife, one takes wife with the kids along, go to the mall for some wall-to-wall entertainment, for some good food,
All right.
which I like a lot. I swear to God, I'm a food lover.
We all do.
Right?
Yeah.
Good stuff to buy or something like that. Just to celebrate the peace, right?
Yeah.
September the 15th, whole day event was Pond Hill Mall of Azusa, right off on Azusa. Event 1. Event 2, September 22nd in the city of West Covina.
Right.
By the Plaza Mall.
Right.
And we have bigger event, Heart of the Valley.
Absolutely.
Beautiful event, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you so
Welcome.
much, Jack.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Jack. We really appreciate it.
All right, so much for the info and so much for the discussion and my appreciation to the city. Yeah, go ahead.
Can I just say one last thing about where people
Yeah,
can go?
good.
for more information?
As a matter of fact.
If you want more information about the event, Heart of the
Yes.
Valley, and you haven't had a chance to write it down, go to westcovinarotary.com, and you'll get more information about Heart of the Valley. So again, that's westcovinarotary.com.
Very
Thank you,
good,
Jack.
very good,
Yeah.
very good. And we thank you very much, the city involvement, for your involvement, for leading people the right way.
Absolutely.
And we thank you, the Rotary
Of course.
of West Covina, for doing the right thing. And not only doing once, not hit and run.
No, we're
You
not
stay
that.
there. You stay
We
there for
That's
80 years already.
Absolutely,
right?
yeah, absolutely.
And we appreciate the place, the business I work for, EDI. We do business, we do event always. So come to our event, all right? Thank you very much. My dear friends, thank you for watching.